The Sefer Devarim opens up with Moshe criticizing the Klal Yisrael, and many of the introductory psukim are just that, Moshe's rebuke of the Jewish nation. Rashi notes that this is the very end of Moshe Rabbeinu's life. Rashi asks, why is it that Moshe waited until the end of his days, until the end of the 40 years in the Midbar, to rebuke the Jewish nation? Rashi answers that Moshe Rabbeinu learned this from Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu did not give tochacha, did not give rebuke to his son Ruvain until he was almost ready to leave this earth. He called Ruvain in close to his final days, and he said, I will now explain to you why all of these years I've never rebuked you. I didn't give you tochacha because I was afraid that you would leave me. I was afraid that you would go to Esav Achi, my brother Esav, and therefore all these years I haven't rebuked you. Now is the last moments. Now is my last chance. Now I need to say these words to you. Moshe Rabbeinu studied what Yaakov Avinu did. He too waited until his final moments to give the Klal Yisrael rebuke. This Rashi is quite difficult to understand. If we view Yaakov Avinu and Ruvain and understand their relationship, it becomes very difficult to understand why Yaakov Avinu needed to wait until the end of his days. Ruvain was a Talmud Muvak. Ruvain was the ultimate student. He loved his father. He looked up to his father as the Gadol Adar, the greatest man of his generation. He studied from his father. And I'm well sure that had Yaakov Avinu told Ruvain, what you've done is wrong, Ruvain would have been receptive. Why did Yaakov say, I was afraid that had I given you rebuke, you would not only not listen, but you would leave, you would go to Esav, my brother? It sounds rather difficult to understand. And the understanding of this is based on understanding the relationship of human beings and the effect of criticism. The Aruch HaSadikim explains to us that if I assault you verbally, it's akin to my physically assaulting you. Just like if I raise my arm to begin pummeling you, you would have a natural instinct to defend yourself, and you'd pick up your fist to fight back against me. So too, if I verbally assault you, there's an instinct of self-preservation that makes you want to give it back to me instinctively. And he explains that it's not that different, and it's very, very powerful, this sense of needing to defend myself. We don't view it that way, we view it as mere words, but verbal assaults are very, very powerful, very damaging. Criticism is but a level below a direct verbal assault. When you criticize me, I view it as you're attacking me. I view it as a lack of validation. I view it as something where you stand above me and are condemning me, and there's a natural sense of self-defense. I need to get out of this. I need to avoid this. The natural instinctive thing is to either fight back or to run away. And the greater you are in my eyes, the more powerful is the attack, the more I feel condemned and the more I feel put down. If it could be, it seems that that's the answer to this question. Yaakov Avinu was a towering giant in Ruvain's eyes, his father, his mentor, the greatest man of the generation. Had Yaakov stood above Ruvain and pointed that finger of accusation, you did wrong, that would have been such a powerful message, such a deep condemnation that would have cut at the essence of Ruvain. Ruvain, as great as he was, couldn't stand that. He might well have rebelled by running away. He might well have just run away to avoid that powerful condemnation, and Yaakov was afraid of that, therefore he held his words of rebuke. And I believe that this concept is a very, very interesting lesson to us. If such a great man as Ruvain might have gone so far as to end up by Esav, leaving the derech, how much more so us and our friends. Every time I open my mouth with words of criticism, I'm causing a wedge between me and that other person. Whether it's a spouse, whether it's a child, whether it's a coworker, words of criticism are damaging and destructive. The three rules of criticism are, number one, don't do it. Number two, don't do it. And number three, don't do it. Don't do it because it hurts. Don't do it because it drives people away. But don't do it more than anything else because it doesn't work. The person doesn't learn the lesson. The person doesn't change. All he hears is words of condemnation, words of lack of validation, and he distances himself from me. Understanding the power of rebuke, understanding the power of criticism is a critical concept in understanding how to be a more effective person and how to deal with each other more efficiently.